Onana, what's my name? Onana, what's my name? Onana, what's my game? What's my game? What's my name? Onana, what's my name? Oh boy, I really wanna see if you can go downtown with a girl like me. Oh boy, I really wanna be with you because you're just my type. Onana, get in there, my son. What's going on? Of course I was gonna start the video like that, guys. By the way, I've been doing that Onana chant for about 3 or 4 years now. If anybody is familiar with my FIFA streams, you know the case, you know the drill. We set that up, guys. We did that first. Anyway, welcome in everyone. Thank you very much for joining us for tonight's show. Great to see you. Sorry if we're a bit loud there. Yeah, sorry about that. But welcome in, guys. Onana is a United player. It's officiale. Come on, get in there. Have some of that. Oh, yeah. How do you like that? It's good. We've got him in there, guys. It's good news. Shout out everyone in the live chat. We're going to cover all the latest United news. There's plenty to get into tonight. It is me, Carlos Solis. Hello to you, Duncan, Chloe, Nick Stevenson, the Vootinator. Welcome in everyone. Mohammed, Fat Frank, Uncaged Squid, Nick, David Sini, get in there, you beautiful bastard. Matthew Bassett, Kingslayer, the Vootinator, John Boy, Joe, Dean, Carlos, Serious Lee, McPherson TV. Indeed. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much for that. Mark Egan, Wildcard, Luan France, John Boy, Dean, Matej, IQ Insane, Vooty, Luan, Ravi, Larry, Uncaged Squid, The Mooch, Christopher. So many legends in here. James, Nick, Mohammed, Tim, Primot, Ronster, Andy Kendrick, and everybody else as well, right, guys? Everybody. Thank you very much for joining us and getting in here for today's show. We've got a lot to get into. Thank you for joining. We've got plenty to dissect, so I hope you're ready for this. Hang on to your seats, baby, because this one's going to be a screamer. Do us a favour at the start of this stream, though, before we get into the news and the latest goings-on. Smash the shit out of the like button. Give us a massive thumbs up on this stream. You know it makes sense. So drop a like on it. That will help the channel out. Also, share us around. We've pinned the tweet to the top of the live chat. There is a cheeky little link at the top of the chat there you can click. That will take you to Twitter. My Twitter is Flying Pig United. You can give us a cheeky little retweet and we will shout everyone out who gives us a cheeky little retweet later on in the show, my friends. Oh, yes! So please do that. And of course, if you're new to the channel, get yourself subscribing to the channel. If it's your first time here, we'd love to hear from you. Subscribe and get your thoughts and opinions in throughout. It's a fully interactive show, these guys, so we will jump in and out of the live chat and see what you legends are saying. And we do always have a big Q&A at the end of the stream as well, so hang on for that if you haven't had your comments read out, and we'll get into them at the end. But yes, like, subscribe, comment, let's get stuck in. Matthew Bassett with a raw super chat at the start of the show, though. Thank you, my friend. Get some raw emojis in. He says nothing, actually. It's just a £5 super chat from Matty Bassett, lad. Get in there, mate. Bassett's all sorts going in raw there. Thank you, Matthew Bassett, for the tip there. That's very kind of you, dude. Very, very kind. Thank you very much, Matty Bassett. Come on. Larry as well, thank you, bro. Hey, Ice Queen, CH27, everybody, welcome in the stream. Great to have you all here. Oh, Busy the Beast, thank you for the super chat, mate. He says, evening, Piggy, and the legends in the chat. Thank you very much there, Mr. Oh, Busy the Beast, beast. He's sent a $2 Canadian super chat, eh? Much love to you, bro. Thank you so much, Oh, Busy. Get in there, my son. Langy86 as well. Right, okay. So, let's discuss it, guys. Andre Onana is official. Manchester United have announced it. Brilliant stuff. Happy days. What a good signing. I think, as we've mentioned before, he's the sort of player that's going to come in and be a polar opposite to David De Gea. David De Gea, unbelievable goalkeeper for us. Best player for us over the last decade, no doubt in my mind. But different sort of goalkeeper entirely to Andre Onana. Andre Onana is, you know, he's a baller. David De Gea is a great shot stopper. He's a great goalkeeper. But in terms of like the differences there, they're quite apparent. So we've gone and got ourselves a totally different type of goalkeeper here. It's a very decent signing in that sense that it should hopefully make us better and play a different style and help Ten Hag do what he wants to do. Here it is, guys. Onana, official from Manchester United earlier on a couple of hours ago, reporting that this is his name. Apparently that's his name, guys. Andre Onana. What's my name? Onana. What's my game? Yeah, imagine if his name was backwards, he'd be called Onano. Do you know what I mean? That'd be quite a good one as well. But Onana is the guy who's coming in to be our number one, except he's not the number one, but he's coming in to be our number one at Manchester United for the next 5 years with an extra option for a year. It is done. It is official. It is for around about £47.2 million, the total price that this guy will cost Manchester United. It's a bit of a steal, I suppose, in this current era when you consider goalies like Kepa going for 80 mil and stuff like that. It's actually pretty decent. It's not a bad amount of money we've paid at all. As I say, he's not going to be the number 1, though, because he's going to be the number 24. Check this out. 24 goes to Andre Onana. Manchester United confirming this on Twitter earlier on that Andre Onana will wear the number 24 shirt. It's obviously his favoured number. Maybe he's superstitious. Maybe he just loves a bit of that. Don't know why, but I'm sure somebody in the live chat will tell us. So he's not going to be obviously the number 1 at United, but he is the number 1, if you know what I mean. But he's wearing the number 24 shirt, guys. So what's that all about? I don't know, but, you know, if I was a goalkeeper going to United, I'd be all over that number 1 shirt. Do you know what I mean? Who wants to wear a 24? But he obviously likes it. Okay, there you go. So Boomy says 24 is his birthday. So there you go. Lucky 24. That's why he's got it. Obviously, I said there must be some sort of reason why he's got it. That's a good reason. It's his lucky number. He loves it. And it's his birthday. Okay, then, nice one. But turning down the number 1 shirt at Manchester United. Sacrilege. Who would want to do that? But anyway, fair enough. You know, he obviously loves that. That's how he feels more confident, I suppose. It could be a luck thing, a superstition thing, whatever the case may be. Whatever way he wants to feel the best out there, I'm all for it. So he's got the number 24, guys. It's his mum's birthday, says Walker33. Interessante. Vincent Bullock, thank you for getting in here with your highlighted member comment. Dudes, let's get a hashtag 10 in the live chat, please, here. Very much indeed for Vincent Bullock, who's been a 10-month member. Much love to you, Vincent. He says they asked him what he thought on Haaland in a video, and he said he couldn't give a shit. He's just a man. I'm not afraid. And I absolutely loved this. Now, that's awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, certainly at the end of the season last season when they were coming up against each other in the Champions League final, Onana was just brushing Haaland off like he's some absolute Ghostbusters 2 painting mug. Do you know what I mean? He was doing his best impression of Bill Murray with that freaking Ghostbusters pack, you know, ready to fucking get that guy, mate, and put him in that little trapdoor thing that they have. I don't know the name of it now, but that ghost collecting box. You know what I mean? He was ready. He was ready. Andre Onana's the Ghostbuster. That's what we should call him from now on. Do you know what I mean? Andre Onana, he's a new addition alongside Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and the other two. He's a guy who's in there ready to catch this ghost, ready to put him back in the box, mate. That's right. Vigo's going this season into the box, into the trapdoor, my friends. Right? Vincent, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that, dude. Vigo the Carpathian can do one. Anyway, there you go, Langy. He does look a heck of a lot like him, doesn't he? Does look a heck of a lot like him. But he does sound like a strong character, Nick Stevenson. That's what we need. And he's obviously a confident, exuberant sort of individual who won't suffer fools gladly at Manchester United, and who won't be, I think, overawed by the big occasion or overawed by the stadium and the crowd and the opposition that he's facing against. He does seem like he's somebody who, maybe he's got some big bollocks on him, this guy. So coming up against the likes of Haaland, you know, yeah, he's just a bloke, isn't he? He's just a man. He's not even a man. He's a painting. He's a painting. He's a portrait of Vigo the Carpathian. He's not even a man, is he? Haaland hat-trick pass Onana coming up. Don't do me raw like that. Oh, 793. Let's hope not, bro. Let's hope not. Anyway, so, yes, he's going to wear the number 24 shirt. It's brilliant news, folks. Just quickly, if you're just joining the stream, twat that thumbs up button. Give us a boost up on the algorithm. Every little like helps. It helps YouTube know that you like the show, and it helps me know that you like the show as well. So drop a cheeky little like on it. It's free. That's all we ask around here. Twat the likes and get yourself involved in the chat and say hello, guys. We get everybody involved around here. If you don't know what this channel is all about, it's a community vibe. Community vibe. Right, so he's going to be wearing the number 24 shirt, peeps, due to superstition, due to luck, due to birthdays, whatever the case may be. There's the information on that. And here he is, guys, holding the shirt. Andre Onana, what's my name? Sorry, the amount of times that's going to get said. People are going to unsubscribe for sure. But look, this is from Fab, 42 minutes ago or so. Andre Onana holding Manchester United shirt for the first time with his agent Albert... What does that even say? Sorry, it's too small. Albert Botines, yeah, that's the one. And Jordi Pasquale from his camp. Right, okay. So there he is holding the shirt, guys. Happy days. Bit of a unit, isn't he, this guy? Yes, he is. So, great to see him finally holding the shirt there. Manchester United obviously got their number 1 now, although he's the number 24. And it's the start of a new era at Manchester United. I feel kind of happy and sad at the same time. What's the word? Ambivalent. I'm feeling many mixed emotions at once here, folks. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, it is the new era now. We are going to see a new man between the sticks. David's gone. Just on that very quickly, actually, quite funny enough, guess who's interested? We talked about this a little while ago. Guess who's interested in signing David De Gea? You would think quite a host of top clubs around Europe would be interested in De Gea. Although he's not the best with his feet and the distribution and all that sort of stuff, he's still a worldy goalkeeper, still a world-class goalkeeper. And you know who is interested in old Big David? Apparently Inter Milano are interested in David. So, you know, this is a report anyway from Duncan Castles. You kind of got to take it with a pinch of salt, obviously. But reports are that David De Gea has rejected an offer to replace Andre Onana at Inter Milan as goalkeeper. And there are various reports to say that they're still in discussions and negotiations, and that maybe he could be persuaded to go and join them if they're prepared to increase their offer. So De Gea holding out for a bigger money offer. This guy's used to getting paid £375,000 a week. You know what I mean? He's used to the very best in life. He goes home, he drinks a nice chilled glass of Cristal champagne. He sleeps on silk woven from some sort of silk spider or something, I don't know. And he wears step-worn underpants, guys. This guy's used to the finest things in life, yeah? This guy isn't a no mess. He's not going to accept anything less than a decent fortune here. So he's holding out for a bit more money anyway. But look, Inter Milan is a very good home for him. And it would actually be a very shrewd piece of business from Inter Milan if they can get him for the right price. Of course, he's a free transfer. They've just got £47 million for their goalkeeper. That's a significant amount of cash, €55 million. What they can then go and do is just pocket that and go and sign David De Gea for a snip. So if they ultimately do manage to persuade De Gea to go to them, yes, they might have to pay him £250,000 a week or £200,000 a week, which Inter aren't really going to want to do. Let's just say they agreed on 200k a week. Well, you know, they've pocketed quite a reasonable amount of cash there. David De Gea is never going to get the money that he got at Manchester United, obviously £375k a week anywhere, even as a free agent. But for them, it's a good bit of business because they've just made a big profit on their guy. They've got somebody in who arguably, and a lot of people won't like me saying this, but arguably he's a better goalkeeper. That's right, I said it. Arguably. I'm not saying he actually is because they're totally different goalkeepers. But in terms of shot stopping, in terms of reflexes, in terms of cat-like abilities to stop the ball going in the back of your net, De Gea's almost the best, you know, in terms of in the world right now. So he's a totally different player. Inter, though, have been used to playing a certain way with Andre Onana, which has carried them to the Champions League final last season. And obviously, they're probably not really desperate to change the style of play that they play. So bringing in David De Gea might be a bit of a double-edged sword. Yes, they are getting a great goalkeeper. Yes, they are getting a great shot stopper, but it might change the fundamentals slightly. And a bit of the dynamic that's going on at the back there for Inter if they were to get him. But I think it's a great signing for Inter. Guys, smash a 1 in the chat if you think that Inter Milan should try all that they can to persuade David De Gea to go and sign for them. Like, I know this is a United channel, we don't give a shit. But I'm just saying, they've sold us Onana, they've got rid of Handanovic. De Gea, they could do a heck of a lot worse than De Gea. De Gea is a fantastic goalkeeper, and he's available for not very much money right now. It's kind of a no-brainer to me. And it's a big club. They literally were in the Champions League final last year. In some ways, for De Gea, you could argue that, you know, it's just as great an opportunity. He's obviously been United's number 1 for 12 years. He's won some things in that time, including the Premier League when he first got here. But in terms of having a chance to win some silverware and things like that, and playing in a top league, a top team, it's just as good, really, in a lot of ways. Inter Milan is obviously a historic football club. So that's what I'm talking about. And you make a great point, Orlando Arellano, to say that it's way too pricey for them. Well, certainly. So I think that they've probably gone to David De Gea with a pretty good offer. Who knows what the offer may be? 160k a week, 150k a week, whatever it may be. And obviously for De Gea, he's used to, like I say, the finer things. He's used to getting paid 375k a week. So they're going to take some convincing in order to bring him in. But from their point of view, there's a world-class goalkeeper who is on the market right now. They can go and get him and just have to pay him a small signing-on fee comparatively to like a transfer fee. If they had to go and negotiate with another team, obviously there would be a big transfer fee that they would have to pay out and fork out before they even start talking about wages. So in this instance, it's just a case of getting David De Gea to be happy with their offer, having a small sign-on bonus. Obviously, agent fees and things like that are going to cost a little bit of money. But then, yes, they will have to probably pay him more than they would like to pay him, but they're saving money by not having to pay a big transfer fee, and they've just banked 55 million euros for Manchester United. So if I was Inter Milan, I'd be crawling over my own nan to try and sign David De Gea in this current climate, because, wow, they'd be getting a cracking player that wouldn't cost them a lot. Comparatively, obviously his wages are going to cost a lot, but because he's a free, it makes a heck of a lot of sense. Yeah, Berber says surely they can't expect these wages at every club they sign for. When you're in your prime, sure, but you're on your way down, your wages drop. Yeah, well, okay, absolutely agree with you. But the thing is, in my opinion, De Gea is in his prime still. He's actually probably in his best years as a goalkeeper. From 30 to 36 or 30 to 35, surely that is actually the best years for a goalie, because they've been there, got the experience, they're still physically fit enough to do the job, the reflexes are still there. I would say he's probably in his golden era right now for a few seasons. So why shouldn't he take the stance of trying to negotiate for a high contract? He's never going to get what United paid him, because we're just stupid and we pay anybody anything they want, and it's just ridiculous even if they don't deserve it. He actually was a great player for us. But so the reports are that he wants at least 8 to 10 million a year. They have offered about half of that. The thing is that that's not a great deal of money by his standards, as I say. So Tellez has just reportedly agreed a deal in terms of wages for a move to Al Nassr in the Saudi Arabian League, and they were offering him £7 million a year. Now, we did the math the other day, and £7 million a year roughly works out about £134,000 a week. And so you can basically read into that, if they're prepared to offer David that, he'd be getting way less than half of what he was getting at Manchester United. I think the only way to convince him to go is to give him, at least half of what he was getting at United. And I think he is worth that to any sort of top European team, especially when he's a free transfer. I don't know, though. That's it. We were crazy to pay in that. Who pays goalkeepers nearly 400k a week? It's just bizarre. But in terms of what he meant to Manchester United and his shot-stopping ability and just his consistency as a United goalie, he did earn that at some point. At some point we didn't want to see him go for free. There was always rumours that he was maybe looking at going back to Atletico or looking to go back to Spain. And we sort of had to do what we had to do to keep him at the football club. And we ended up paying him ridiculous amounts. And obviously people like Eddie Woody Woodward, the absolute pie finger extraordinaire, potato-headed individual, had quite a lot to deal with in terms of overpaying players at the football club and messing up the wage structure. So he's got a lot of credit to take there for that calamity. But yeah, I don't know. Let's ask the live chat though, guys. Look, I know it's Serie A. I know it's not the Premier League. I know they don't have as much money over there because the TV rights for the global exposure of the Premier League and everything, it's astronomical money involved. Serie A is not quite there. It's not as what it used to be. But let's just ask the live chat. In pounds sterling, if you're Inter Milan, how much money would you pay David De Gea weekly for a free signing? How much would you pay him weekly if you were Inter Milan? Surely he's got to be worth 180k a week, guys. You know what I mean? 180k a week, guys. Come on. In this current climate where players are paid an absolute fortune, guy's a baller. Mr. Potter says only 100k. Wazza says 125. Berber says 250k a week. Now we're talking. 200k a week says Rajat. Get in there. 100k says Mark Egan. 131 says Orlando Olado. Chloe's going 180 as well. She agrees with me. Absolutely. True. I mean, the wage structure at United is absolutely laughable. Thank you, Disco Davey says, love to the pig and the bacon brigade. Smash that like and subscribe to the best fan-based Man United channel on YouTube. Well, you said it, my son. Thank you very much, Disco Dave. Yes, hit the like and hit the subscribe. Thank you, Disco Dave. Social media says 120k. Raven says 85. $50 says Fire Up. That is cold, mate. You are forgetting what a baller he was for us. 195 says Batman. 150 says Leanne. 175 says Nick. 150 top says Madhouse. 200k a week says Duncan Belifo. Okay, factor this in, right, guys? If you buy a player for £30 million on a 3-year contract, say, let's just do 3 years because it's easy to work out. Fundamentally, that costs you £10 million a year while you've got him. Quick maths, yeah? £10 million a year while you've got him. If you don't have to pay a transfer fee, then you've got to pay wages on top. Let's say you're paying him 50k a week. That's 200k a month. That's £2.4 million a year, which is over the course of a 3-year contract. That's, let's say, 7.5 million, but it's not quite, obviously. It's 7.2. So you factor that in. That's £37.2 million it would cost you to get a player who costs 30 million and then you're paying 50k a week to. So actually, if you were to go and get David De Gea and pay him 8 million a year, which is apparently what he wants, or 9 million, 10 million a year even, it's comparatively cheaper to do so. So I think that Inter would be getting a pretty decent deal there if they were to go with David De Gea. Thank you very much, Orlando Rolando. I really appreciate you, dude. Get in there, you legend. It's a tough one. Dean M says we got 100 likes on the stream. Thank you, everybody. I really do appreciate that. Nice one. Very much appreciate you. Yeah, you know, fire up. Quick maths, lad. Quick maths. Hey, thank you, the Biscuit Bandit, for getting in here, bro. Biscuit Bandit says, 100 jammy Dodgers or some BM biscuits? Which would you rather, mate? Super chat. Jammy Dodgers for the win, mate. Jammy Dodgers for the win. 100? 100 of them? Or some BM biscuits? You have to specify how many some is. Do you know what I mean? How much is some? I don't want some BM biscuits. BM biscuits are good. They got chocolate involved. Chocolate's the way to my heart, you know. I'm a big chocolate lover. But the thing is, 100 Jammy Dodgers? That's a whole lot of eating right there. I think I would go for the Jammy Dodgers, mate. Must be honest, nothing wrong with a Jammy Dodger either. Thank you very much for that. Let's face it, quite strange super chat there, mate, but no worries, you know, thank you. Let's get some love hearts in there for the Biscuit Bandit who's going in there raw. Thank you so much. Definitely, Rajat, very interactive fan channel, this one, mate. You will pay David De Gea up to 200k for De Gea. So, there you go. Listen, whoever gets David De Gea is going to get a really seasoned professional goalkeeper who's in his prime. It's not like this guy is actually on the downside of his career just yet. He's still got quite a lot to do. He's still in his prime years. Goalies can go on until, you know, they're 40. Goalies certainly can go on until they're 36 to a very high standard. When you think of some of the best goalkeepers over the last 20 years, some of them have had absolutely amazing seasons around their mid-30s. You know, people like Buffon, people like Iker Casillas. There's many goalkeepers that are still playing at the very highest level in their mid-30s and beyond. So as far as what De Gea can do, you know, he can certainly still have a big job to do at a top club for a few seasons. If he was to sign a 3 or 4 year deal with Inter or another top club, they'd be getting themselves a good goalkeeper for several seasons, and I don't think he would be diminishing any time in that whole contract. Maybe after that, yeah, time to move on, time to go somewhere smaller, time to retire, whatever the case may be. But he's still good enough. Anyway, look, De Gea's not a United player anymore, so you know, there's not much point talking about anymore. I sort of went on that. We talked about De Gea way more than I was prepared to talk about him there. I just wanted to talk about the fact that Inter, who we've just bought Onana from, are having a look at Andre Onana. But it makes a good topic, doesn't it? Good luck to him. I love David De Gea. What a player for us. What a man. In terms of personality, in terms of sort of how he approached it and held himself at United, never had a problem with him, even during this last few years when Man United have been in an absolute shitstorm. He has always carried himself reasonably well and sort of lived up to the United way of what we want to do. He hasn't, obviously, met his match with Ten Hag, which is why we've moved him on, because of how he plays, which is why we've gone for, you know, Andre Onana here, obviously. Berber says, Pig, isn't that keeper who played yesterday going back on loan? I forget his name. So Kovar. Yeah, Kovar. So Kovar hasn't been taken on the US tour. Looks like, fair play to him, to be fair. He looked really good in those couple of games, especially with his feet, like his distribution, playing out from the back. Really decent. Yeah, so Kovar is expected to be going out on loan because of the fact that he wasn't named in the US tour. Good luck to him, I say. You know, he obviously is the sort of guy that wants to play. He wants to get some game time. He wants to go out there and play football and get better and get the experience. Playing a bit part role at Manchester United or having a handful of games in lesser competitions at United is probably not the best way to develop a young goalkeeper. I think the best way to develop a young goalkeeper is in the trenches. It's different for an outfield player. You kind of want to bring them along slowly. Don't want to give him too much too soon while their body's still developing, they're still applying their trade, etc. But for a goalkeeper, I think you're better off just chucking him in the deep end, chucking him in the trenches, and letting them play as many games as possible and get them under their belt and get that experience. So, yes, I think that's what Kovar wants to do. Personally, I would like Kovar to be our number 2, because we've got Heaton, who's old. We've got, of course, Bishop. We've got a couple of youngsters and stuff. But in regards to like who we're looking at, we're supposed to be looking at Zion Suzuki. Kovar's probably ready-made to just do the job as a number 2 right now because of the way that he plays. He's good passing out from the back. He's comfortable with his feet. He could actually be a good deputy for Onana. But actually, I think to credit to him, the way I see it is what's happened. The reason why he's not going on the tour is because he wants to go out on loan and play regular football this season. And I say fair play to the lad. Obviously, I don't know that, but I expect that that's probably what's going on. Orlando Olano says Kovar number 2. Make it happen. Smash a 2 in the chat if you think Kovar's ready to be United's number 2, deputising for Andre Onana. Hey, Sin Games, great to see you, my friend. Yeah, Berber, and the Japanese lad will be coming in as well. But in all honesty, I mean, based on what I've seen from Kovar, which isn't very much, couple of pre-season games and a couple of other little things here and there, but based on what I've seen from him, he looks like he would be pretty decent as a backup goalie. If you give him chances, just the occasional opportunities in lesser games, League Cup, 4th round, all that sort of stuff, and give him opportunities to progress, maybe he'll just go on and surprise you. Yeah, he's cold with his feet. That's it. He looks really good with his feet. Thank you, APU. I appreciate you, my friend. That's much love to you, bro. Lots of people saying, too, that they would like him in here. Yeah, Chloe, that Suzuki does look like a good player, doesn't he? Absolutely. He's definitely worth picking up as well. Don't get me wrong, he's definitely worth picking up as well. He's had a few minutes only, says Primot. Yeah, it's early days anyway, but it seems like he might be going out on loan, guys, so good luck to him if he does. He's not part of the US tour squad, which is a little bit strange. So the US tour squad I've got here on the screen, and as you can see, the goalkeepers, Nathan Bishop, Tom Heaton, Dean Henderson, Vitek, and also, of course, Andre Onana is going to be meeting up with them, which means that it will probably be between the likes of Andre Onana and Heaton. Maybe he'll play a couple of youngsters here in games like, the ones against Wrexham and things like that. But I'd imagine against Arsenal or Real Madrid and Dortmund, he'll be playing the senior players there like Heaton. He might even chuck Dean Henderson in the shop window. So we are still trying to sell Dean Henderson. Nottingham Forest are interested in the guy, but there's obviously some stumbling blocks there, i.e. the money and negotiations and things like that. Let's just hope that can be resolved reasonably soon, because he's gone away on our tour. Sounds a little bit strange to me, but he is there anyway. So good luck to him. But Onana's going to be joining up with the squad, and he'll be playing, I'd imagine, in the big games. Probably we will see him against Real Madrid, maybe? Don't know. Let's ask the chat. When do you think Andre Onana's debut will be? So we've got Arsenal on Saturday this week at 10 p.m. UK time. We're doing a watch along for it. But what do you think, peeps? When do you actually think that Andre Onana will make his debut for United? So we've got Arsenal Saturday. I think we're playing, aren't we? Wrexham Wednesday, is it? And then we've got Real Madrid after that. I could imagine he'll be unleashed upon Real Madrid. But you never know. I would imagine Arsenal's too soon. There's a lot of people saying Arsenal in the live chat. I mean, he's on his way out there, reportedly. So he is on his way out there. But think about it. It's Thursday night now. He's had a bit of a whirlwind few days. He might get 45 minutes against Arsenal Hollands, I suppose. But I would doubt that he's going to be ready, to chuck in at the deep end there. Literally, he'll be getting off a plane and just getting straight on the pitch almost. It's maybe a little bit soon for him, but certainly I could see him playing in the game after that, or the Real Madrid game. Yeah. United says Arsenal according to Luckhurst. Oh, okay, well, in that case, it won't be against Arsenal then, will it? Let's be honest. It won't be against Arsenal then. After the next Rihanna concert. Oh, nah, what's my name? Oh, nah, what's my name? What's my name? What's my name? Get in there. So, yes, looking forward to seeing his debut anyway. If you're just getting in and you want to see the latest stuff that we've got here. So Andre Onana is now officially a player. You all know that, I'm sure. Manchester United have now announced it. There it is right there. Get in there, Andre. And reports are that he will be travelling to America as he prepares to fly and meet up with the squad. So that's good news. Could well be out there very soon. He might sort of be unveiled before the game against Arsenal, but I'm not so convinced that he will be playing in that game. And as I mentioned, he'll be wearing the number 24 shirt as well, which is big. for him personally. So he's got the number that he wanted, number 24. Strange not seeing the United goalkeeper with the number 1. Pretty odd, but there we have it. And here he is holding the shirt. First picture of him holding the shirt there as a Manchester United player. Come on, get in there, my son. Andre Onana. So that's the Andre Onana news. We'll just have a quick recap at the end of this vid for anybody getting in here later. But for now, I'm going to move on with the rest of the show. As always, keep hitting that like button, guys. Subscribe if you want and get yourself in there in the chat and say hello. In regards to the next sort of target and what we're doing, there are a couple of players that we're working on beyond Andre Onana. And here's a report here from Laurie Whitwell that says that Ten Hag is also seeking a striker this summer. That's great journalism, that. That's cutting-edge journalism right there. With talks underway for a potential deal for Atalanta's Rasmus Hojlund. But United are hoping to move on several players to fund their recruitment drive. So, yes, we are still trying to get rid of all the shithouses at this football club. Slabo Maguire's unsayable. Tony Martial's unsayable. But players, maybe we might be able to move on. Donny van der Beek. Players like Scott McTominay, Fred, Dean Henderson. So we're still trying to do a bit of business, and hopefully that will indicate as to whether or not we're going to go out there and do a lot of business this summer, which we might do. Thank you, Mike Hill, for the super chat here, broski. Come on, get in there, Mike Hill. Much love. He says, what Prem teams do we play before season opener? It might be good to get in practice versus Prem opposition. Thank you, Mike Hill, for getting in here, all lads. So we're playing against Arsenal Hojlunds at the MetLife Stadium, aren't we? That's what's coming up on Saturday. Then after that, we've got Wrexham, then Real Madrid, and we've got Dortmund. Who else are we? That's a good question. Who else is? I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head now. I've forgotten. Hang on a second, though. I've just got to look up something real quick, guys. Somebody's just informed me in the live chat there of a Fabrizio update. Let's see what's going on here. See if it's worth us going over there and having a look. Thank you very much. Okay, so yes, we're going to get on to the next bit of information. As I said, we're going to jump on with the next piece of transfer news. And here's some more information in regards to the man that we're talking about earlier on today and who Man United are going in for very soon, which is, of course, Rasmus Hojlund is Ten Hag's striker target, it seems, at this moment. The guy that Ten Hag desperately wants to bring in order to help us out and to take us forward and have that goal threat in front of goal for the next 10 years, hopefully. And here is the capture. I'll just put it up on the screen there in the top right-hand corner, guys. So this is the latest from Fab a few minutes ago that Atalanta manager Gasperini on Manchester United on Hojlund. I don't know whether he'll stay or leave, but I hope the club will value Hojlund around 80, 90 or 100 million euros fee. Shut up, mate! Mate, I know why he's called Gasperini now, bro. Because he makes it, every time he speaks, he makes you gasp. You know what I mean? 100 million? Shut up, bird. He said Rasmus is one of the best, if not the best, emerging talents in Europe as a striker, he told Sky. Oh yeah, nice one, bud. He scored 9 fucking goals last season in Serie A, mate. Sounds like the Mutt's nuts. Do you know what I'm saying? Come on, don't take the piss, Boris. That's absolutely insane. Anyway, obviously, he's going to say that, guys. He's going to say that, Gasperini, because he obviously is just trying to help his football club. He's not going to go out there and say, you know what, yeah, they are interested in him. We're interested in selling him, and we want to sell him for £2.50 and a copy of Razzlemag. He's not going to say that, guys. Obviously, they're trying to get the most that they can. There's a negotiation period that's taking place here. But he is obviously on the agenda to be Manchester United's first striker signing this summer. And Gasperini was speaking earlier on, actually, as well, beyond these quotes. And he was quoted as saying that it's understood, at least, that he would want to get this concluded within a sort of 10-day period. So Alfredo Padula there over in Italy reporting that Hojlund, last night, Gasperini and Atalanta had a meeting and the coach asked for a solution within 10 days. Because obviously if you're a coach that's trying to sort of plan for the season, you need to really know what's going on with your squad. You don't want your players being sold just before the season starts and then you're scratching around trying to find a late replacement. You don't want that. So, you know, there is big reports here that Gasperini and Atalanta would like to get the deal done in a reasonably hasty sort of period of time, which could be a 10-day period, which means that it's before July, the end of July. Whether or not United have got the bollocks to do that is another big question. That's another big question, but hopefully it's true. 80, 90, 100 million euros, that's just wishful thinking from the guys there. It's preposterous, in fact. Guys, how much do you think Man United will end up paying for Rasmus Hojlund? Let us know. But if we ended up paying more than 55 million euros, we've been absolutely bent over long dick style. You know what I mean? Like, who the hell is in their right mind is going to pay that amount of money, even though he's got all the potential in the world? Potential's only one thing. The guy could snap his Achilles tomorrow, snap his ACL, or, break both of his legs, or, I don't know, have some sort of mental breakdown by the time he's 21. And then he could just not develop in the same way. Sometimes players don't go on to do what you think they're going to do, and other times they do. But it's always a gamble. And so you want to speculate to accumulate a certain amount of money, but you don't just want to chuck all the money in the world at somebody who may or still may not go on and do amazing things. He is obviously a really good, talented player. He's got all the attributes that you would like to see in a young player who's developing. And Gasperini's right, he is obviously a very hot talent in terms of European football and youngsters. But crikey, talking about a ridiculous amount of money there for the guy. It's not going to happen, man. It's ridiculous. They've got more chance of Harry Maguire winning the Ballon d'Or than us paying 80 or 90 million euros for this guy. And if we do, it's bend over city. We paid a lot of money for Anthony. It's not like something that we haven't done before. We paid 80 million for that fridge merchant, Slabo Maguire. We've paid 85 million for Pogba. We've done all sorts of crazy things in the past. So I wouldn't put it beyond us. But come on, if you're going to spend that amount of money on a player, you might as well go and get Kane off those spud melts. That's what I'm saying. 55 says Pew, 50 says Batman, 65 says Unkay Squid, 70 says Iceman, that's too much. 60 plus 5, that's too much. 60 says Jumbo Cat, that's too much. 120 million says Bell, 60. Crikey, is that how much these players are worth? 9 goals last season. We're going to pay 60 million for 9 goals. That's mental, guys. I know he's going to be really good and he looks really good, so he can't just base it on the goals. Goals only mean so much, as we've gone over many times before. Timo Werner came to the Prem from the Bundes on the back of 30 goals or whatever. He was shite. Doesn't always mean that much. Sometimes players find their feet in the new league. Sometimes they develop very quickly. As well, he is young, so in terms of development, it could all take place in a short space of time, and next thing you know, he's one of the best players in the world. So you can't really go on the 9 goals, but it is an indicator of where he's at right now. Or where he's at over the last 12 months at the very least. And where he's at over the last 12 months is, not even Ivan Toney levels. And Ivan Toney's a good player. But would you pay 90 million euros for Ivan Toney, mate? No, you wouldn't. He might bet on it, though. Ernest Undlove says 45. 50 to 55 says Howard Garrix. 50 max. I'm with you, Chris Koo. Look, 50 million euros, 43 million pounds. Snap your hand off. Let's get this deal done. Let's stop fannying around like a bunch of fannies all summer long. Desperately trying to convince them to take less money, and let's not be too greedy here, Atalanta. We already gave you 37 million quid for that Ahmad Diallo lad. What are they all about, these guys? If they want to get 90 million, we've got to walk away right now. Smash your 1 in the chat if you would walk away at 80 million euros. Smash your 2 if you think United should sign him for 80 million euros. That's not what you're saying. We need a striker. Other teams can ask what they want. Fairs, but we also needed a goalkeeper, and we were able to get Andre Onana for the going rate for a reasonable price, for a price that most of us are comfortable with in this current market. So we didn't pay like 80 million for him or anything, even though we sort of needed him and everybody knew Ten Hag wanted him. So, there is ways to negotiate. Just say, well, we're going elsewhere then. Say we're going elsewhere. Say we're going to go Kolo Muani then. We're going to Kolo Muani's for dinner if you don't want to do business with us. Neil Walker. Chloe says we should do it. Vincent says, nah, mate. We don't even have that much, do we? Says Chris Koo. May as well get Kane at that price. Spot on, agree with you, bud. 100% could get Kane for 30 million more. Exactly, and then you're getting somebody who scored more than 3 times the amount of goals in the league last season. Except the only difference is he's doing it in a tougher league, and he's doing it in the league that you're actually going to be playing in. Surely that means something, and it's worth paying that extra bit of cash. Plus, in terms of just like commercially, Kane is a very commercial player. You can obviously generate a shit ton of cash by having Harry Kane in the team just because he's a marketable individual. I mean, people who are interested in horseware, for instance, would be interested in an advert with Harry Kane on. You know what I'm saying? People who want to buy Only Fools and Horses Best Of DVD would be interested in seeing an advert with Harry Kane on. You know what I mean? There's lots of marketability going on there with Harry Kane. You know what I'm saying? He looks like Rodney Trotter, this guy's what I'm saying. And, he can do voiceover work as well, Definitely.
My name's Harry Kane, and just here to talk about new Gillette razor. It's very good. Cuts me close to my skin, and obviously, it's a good razor. And if you'd be fool not to buy it, because I use it, and I score like 30 goals in the league, even for those shithouse of Spuds last season. So if I were to buy a Gillette razor, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Marketability, my friends, that will mean something, right? And if you're prepared to go and spend that extra bit of money, you can go and get yourself a very decent player, right? Who can not just score you goals, but is also, homegrown. It's also, you can slap his face on the side of a lorry, etc. It'd be quite good, I think, guys, to get Harry Kane in there. So yeah, if the money's the same, or a little bit more even, go and get Harry Kane. It makes a heck of a lot of sense. Chloe Jenkins, thank you for your super chat there, Chloe. Get in there. She says Kane has a good vibe with Marcus.
Oh, that's right. Obviously, me and Marcus were great mates from when we played together at England. Obviously, he's a great lad, and sometimes we go around local sort of housing estates and we chuck out bags of a bachelor's super noodles out the car window to some kids who look like they could do with a meal.
Yeah, definitely. So that's the thing. He is obviously mates with some of the England lads in the team. I'm just saying, from Harry Kane's point of view, if you were possibly going to go somewhere in the Premier League, you can't go to a London team because of that rivalry with Spurs. Who's going to go over to Arsenal unless your name's Sol Campbell? Obviously, it's just not really going to happen. Or Ashley Cole, these sorts of absolute turncoats. You're not going to do it. But in regards to going somewhere else in the Premier League, he's not going to go to City because Haaland's there. It just leaves Manchester United. Either that or the guy's got to end up going to Bayern München or somewhere like that, which is a great place to play his football, obviously, and win trophies and score goals. But it's not the Premier League, and he can't get Shearer's record, and it's not Manchester United. And Manchester United's an absolute dynasty of a football club. Stop feeding Sancho, for fuck's sake, says It's actually not Rashford's fault there, mate. I'm sorry, but Sancho's been sneaking in at night and stealing the provisions, mate. Rashi's ready to take it down the food bank, and it's like Sancho's blaming it on the rats in the night, bud, but he's actually going in there and chomping it, bud. Yeah, he banged them wings on hot ones, says James T. Precisely. Hopefully he can bang those goals in hot ones at Manchester United. That would be nice. I agree with you, the Trooper. He would be perfect. But anyway, we're not actually talking about Kane right now because, unfortunately, for whatever reason, Man United are a bunch of Billy Bottle merchants. And we don't actually seemingly, at this moment in time, want Harry Kane, which I find absolutely ridiculous. We're looking at Hojlund, and Hojlund is obviously a great player as well. And in an ideal world, we get both of them. But let's just ask the chat for a bit of fun. Kane or Hojlund, guys? If you can only have one, there can be only one Hojlander. Or Kane. What's your suggestion for who we should go and get? Get it in the chat. There's the live chat. Let's see what people say. So, in my opinion, Kane's the daddy. Kane's the daddy. Kane, Hojlund, Kane, Hojlund, Kane, the Undertaker, Kane. Hey, Gungshi, what's going on, mate? I hope you're doing well, bud. Thank you very much for getting in tonight, you hero. Great to see you, man. There you go. Everybody wants Kane, guys. Most people do anyway. So, nothing wrong with Hojlund, but if you're going to go out there and you want to try and get the best of the best, Harry Kane's your man, isn't he? I like him a lot. Any hoosers. But, as I say, in Man United right now, we're not talking about that with Spurs. We're not actually going in there having the dialogue. There is the possibility, like I keep saying, about us maybe wanting to just wait and see how it plays out this summer. Maybe we'll go in at the end of the window after Spurs have been left to sweat and stew on it and think about the possibility of losing this guy for nothing in a year's time and know that they can only get big money for him right now. This is Spurs' last chance to go and get a hefty amount of cash for that absolute spud. So, they might end up selling him towards the end of the window for a not ridiculous price. 90, 100 million. Spurs have got to cash in. Daniel Levy is going to do himself dirty if he ends up making Kane stay there. If he keeps him prisoner. It's just not going to really work out for them because he wants away. And also the fact is, they're going to get nothing for him in a year's time. I doubt he'll sign a new contract at the club. Unless Spurs absolutely break the bank and make him some ridiculous offer, $500,000 a week. And then he's just resigning himself to a career of absolute mediocrity and guff. Imagine that. Imagine Harry Kane ends his career and he hasn't even won a single trophy. And he hasn't. He hasn't won anything, guys. Unless you're counting some bullshit Audi Cup guff, which nobody does, obviously, because it's not a real trophy. But in regards to, actually winning a trophy, he hasn't won a single one, I don't think. No, he hasn't. He's won nout. And when you're a player of Harry Kane's quality, crikey, I mean, that is unacceptable. He's got to go somewhere where he can actually have a chance of winning something. That's not going to be at Spurs. So anyway, Harry Kane, come on United, do something with Harry. Let's get going here. It's silly. And as we've heard these comments here, look, for Fabrizio reporting that Atalanta's manager Gasperini on Man United and Hojlund. I don't know whether he'll stay or leave, but I hope the club will value Hojlund around 80, 90 or 100 million fee. It's just preposterous. They can't expect to get that. It's a negotiation game, obviously. We'll try and get him for a lot less, I'm sure. But if fundamentally they ask for too much and the negotiations break down, let's just go all out and spend a bit more and go and get Hazard. That's what I say. So anyway, latest on Hojlund in terms of time frame when it could be expected for us to have a bid. Could well be tomorrow, the next day, few days. Like I say, 10 days is what's the time frame for Gasperini that he would like to get this done. And we saw from Fabrizio earlier on today, he said he understands that United will send the opening official proposal to Atalanta for Rasmus Hojlund soon. Man United want to avoid any hijack from Paris Saint-Germain, who are also interested in keeping tabs on the guy. And of course, Hojlund has agreed personal terms with Manchester United, so that's no issue there. So hopefully it will be in a couple of days' time that you hear something more about this with Man United negotiating a decent fee for the sale of Hojlund to Man United. But if they're going to be too greedy, we've got to walk away. We've got to walk away. Perhaps you will see more come out about us potentially trying to get rid of a player. So Fred's reportedly been offered to them. Donny van der Beek's reportedly been offered to them. Maybe even Ahmad Diallo, maybe Greenwood. So there's still possible outcome that we give them a player in the opposite direction, but I wouldn't hold your breath because it's understood that Atalanta would like a cash-only deal and they're looking for a significant amount of cash. So there you go. Right, that's the Hojlund stuff, guys. Now we're going to get on to the next big transfer target for Man United, which is Amrabat. But before we do, drop a thumbs up on this video. Help us compete with clickbait wankers and corporation channels. We've got 224 people watching this stream right now and 135 likes. That's decent, But that's like 100 people out there haven't smashed the like button. You what? Bacon Brigade, assemble! And hit that like button if you haven't done so. Give us a massive like spike right now. Right now, my friends. Right now. Or I'm fucking leaving. No, I'm only joking, but please do give us a like if you haven't done. Okay, now we're going to get on to Amrabat, right, folks? Going to get on to Amrabat. Amrabat is a target for Manchester United, and it's thought that we will be lodging a video lodging a bid very, very soon. The feeling now in Fiorentina's offices is that Manchester United will launch a decisive bid for Sofian Amrabat over the weekend. Fiorentina manager Vincenzo Italiano. You what? Even wants Amrabat. Is that the most Italian-sounding name ever, by the way, guys? Just think about it. Ah, mi amore. It's a Vincenzo Italiano. Sounds like an Italian porn star, guys, doesn't it? Is that for real? That's mental. Anyway, Vincenzo Italiano even wants Amrabat to join United by Sunday as he's unfocused. Interesting. So, it could all happen reasonably quickly, I suppose, if that's true. If it's true that Fiorentina would like him to go soon because he's unsettled, that might be a good situation for Man United to get this deal done quickly. And reports here that Fiorentina's Sofian Amrabat has been handed some extra days off in terms of having a break amidst interest from Manchester United, report many outlets in Italy. So, there is some good movement, some good rumours going on there that maybe this guy might want to leave and he might be prepared to be coming to Manchester United very, very soon. And it's expected that there will be a bid in a few days' time from Manchester United. So we have a report here from Gazzetta in Italy that says that Manchester United could bid for Sofian Amrabat within a few days. And what sort of a player is he? Well, I'll tell you in a second after we've read this highlighted comment out here from MUFC Brummy Reds, who's been a member for 3 months. Says, we, the Brummy Reds, are happy and welcome Onana, since people asking you a fun question here is 169 Bentos pie or 69 hamburgers? Here is one. 69 Bentos pies or 69 hamburgers? 69 Frey Bentos pies, because I love a bit of Luke Shaw in my life, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? Thank you very much there for being a member for 3 months. Get in there, MUFC Brummy Reds. He's watching there from the Midlands, Absolutely Boston. Thank you so much for being a member from Birmingham, Oh, I'd have 69 Bentos pies any day. Absolutely Boston. Anyway, thank you very much for being a member. I appreciate you. So listen, Gazzetta reporting that Man United could bid within a few days. What sort of player is he? Well, I like to think of him as a metronome, my friends. Somebody who's going to tick things over well in the centre of the park for Man United. He's got a great range of passing, and he keeps hold of the ball very, very well. So Man United are looking for more technical players in that area because we've got absolute losers like Scott McTominay and Fred at the moment who cannot keep hold of a cold for more than a bloody second, these guys, which is good for their own immune systems, to be honest. But in regards to helping Manchester United play the ball around, not the best sort of passing stats and accuracy and that kind of thing. Fred or McTominay, they're both hot potato merchants. They give the ball away and they're a disgrace. But Amrabat, he can pass. Amrabat, he can ball. Amrabat, he can tick things over. And of course, I'm not suggesting that he's going to be main Billy Big Bollocks in the centre of the team because we've got Casemiro, we've got Mount who just signed for 60 mil, we've got Bruno Fernandes. But he's somebody that can come in and help us. And we've also got Eriksen who's a good passer as well. But here's a little statistic here from Statman Dave. It says Sofyan Amrabat completed 9.77 long passes per game in Serie A last season, ranking him in the top 1% of midfielders in Europe's top 5 leagues. So, he's somebody that can spread the play, somebody that can get us going, somebody that can be accurate with his passing forward and direct, and also tick things over very nicely. So that's the sort of player that we'd be trying to bring in to help bolster our midfield options. So Ten Hag, I think, is looking like, from the players that he signed and the players he's let go and probably will be letting go, he's looking like he's wanting to take Manchester United from being a less technical side to a more technical side, even down to the goalkeeper. De Gea's a great shot stopper, but technically Onana dwarfs him in every other area of goalkeeping, really, whether it's command of the area, plucking crosses, playing the ball out, distribution, sweeping, all that stuff. Onana's better. So he's made that technical improvement there. And then in the midfield, as I say, Fred and McTominay are not up to the standard there, technique-wise, technical ability-wise. So he's going to get somebody that is. And we bought Eriksen, somebody who is. Casemiro, somebody who is. You look at the signings that you've made, they're technical players, all of them pretty much. Right down to Anthony. Even though he's only got 1 foot, it's a very technical left foot. You know what I mean? It's a very technical 1 foot that he's got there. And, so he's definitely trying to take strides in that direction of getting Manchester United to have more ballers, more technique, and less sort of physical merchants. Or, you think about Fred. Fred's what I would call a whippersnapper of a player. Fred's a terrier. Fred is somebody that's going to run around like the Energizer Bunny and chomp at people's ankles and win the ball back. And he's good in that sense. But he's not technically a passer. He's not a great passer. Thank you, MVERGN, for subscribing to the channel. If you guys are new, hit the subscribe. And then McTominay, I don't even know what McTominay is. He is a bit of a physical specimen, I suppose. He's kind of tall and rangy and he gets about. But I don't know. He's just looks like he's playing with a bloody case of iron brew strapped to his back sometimes. He's not the most elegant. And he certainly hasn't got the ability to pass it around. He's kind of like a Scottish Marouane Fellaini without the goals or without the hold up play. You know what I mean? He's really quite a bang average player, old Scotty. So he's going from those guys to hopefully having people like Eriksen who's technical, Amrabat who's technical, Bruno who's technical, Cassie who's technical. And once you've established that midfield, it's going to be a much better technical team. That just goes along with signing those sorts of players. So that's what Ten Hag's building towards. Yes, he wants pace up there. Yes, he wants pace throughout the side, but he also wants them to be able to play the ball and keep hold of the ball and have that level of possession that is right up there with the best teams. If you look at Man City, hate to talk about them, and we don't want to exactly copy Pep Guardiola's style of play or anything because it's a boring style of play. But if you look at them, they favour technicalities over physicality. They do have some physical, fast players, but they favour technicality over physicality. And that's what Manchester United need to do, really, is start doing that. So just on Amrabat, folks, in a few days' time, we could see Manchester United going in for him. As expected that within a few days, Man United could have a bid for Amrabat. Let's see what you're saying. Smash a yes in the chat if you would like to see United sign Amrabat. Smash a no in the chat if you don't think he's worth bringing in, and maybe we should be looking to turn our attentions elsewhere. Thank you, the Trooper. Appreciate that, my friend. Staygold says he believes Casemiro should be the captain. Well, he's a great candidate, as is Varane and Lisandro Martinez, but Bruno's a great candidate as well. Yes, says Massey. No, says Staygold. Yes, says Chris Koo. Yes, says Arsenal Stan. Yes, says AML. Yes, says Iceman. Interesting. Yes. Maybe, says Rajat. You don't know, to be honest, says TJ. He's decent. He's definitely decent. He's got that ability to pass the ball around. So he's just somebody that I think we'd be getting to come in and play a second fiddle to the main guys in there, which will be Mount, Bruno and Cassie, and he'll be playing the second fiddle, and he will have that comfort of passing the ball around. He's not going to be a direct replacement for anybody who we're going to let go necessarily, or any of those players that we've mentioned, because like Mount and Bruno, they've got tremendous engines on them, and they can score a lot of goals. Well, certainly Bruno can. And Mount got quite a few as well over the last few years. Amrabat's going to be more of your pass master extraordinaire, I believe, who's going to come in there and work that midfield and play the ball around and just keep hold of the ball for you. So I think he would be an excellent addition to the squad anyway. He's a different sort of midfielder than what we've got at the moment. So happy days. Passing stats would suggest that he's a very, very good technical passer of the ball. And we're expected to be launching a bid soon. As I mentioned here, reports from Italy say that the feeling now in Fiorentina's offices is that Manchester United will launch a decisive bid for Sofyan Amrabat over the weekend. Fiorentina manager Vincenzo Italiano Pornstar says even wants Amrabat to join United by Sunday as he's unfocused. Hopefully we can get him soon. I mean, you have to take that with a pinch of pesto or something. You have to take it with a pinch of bolognese sauce, because there's every possibility that it takes a long time, because Man United takes a long time with transfers, but we can dream. So hopefully Amrabat will be soon coming to Old Trafford. We've got to speculate there and hope that it's the case. The thing is, Liverpool have some interest in him. One or two other teams have some interest in him. We'll see if the bids start flying in, whether or not there's going to be a whole bunch of competition for him, but hopefully not. Hopefully he's going to come to United. And as I say, there is a sense that because he wants to come to United and he's sort of had his head turned, that he's been handed some extra time off. And also, as I say, their manager wants him basically in a few days, because the feeling that he's wanted, he's unfocused. So could be a quick turnaround there. Let's hope so. So there you go, folks. Let me just cover a couple of other things that we want to talk about today, and then it's going to be onto the roundup, then into the Q&A with all the live chat and all the legends. So stick around for the big Q&A, and we will get into the Twitter as well, and shout out everyone who's retweeted us on Twitter. That's pinned to the top of the live chat there. You can go and retweet us, and we will shout you out in a few minutes time. Everyone who goes and gives us a retweet and helps spread the word of the show. As always, drop that like on this vid, smash that subscribe button if you're new, get yourself in there raw. We're on here daily with all the latest United goings on, and we don't bullshit. So get yourself involved. Okay, so Bruno's the captain. Obviously, we talked about this in the afternoon video. Who do you think should have been United captain, guys? We're not going to talk about it at length. Just a quick pass over. We'll just pass over this very quickly because he is the captain, and you may have missed the afternoon show, but Bruno Fernandes is a captain of Manchester United. I think it's the right appointment from Ten Hag here, because he's the passionate guy who's always fit and available. He plays the most games, has the most passion out there on the pitch, and he's probably really consistent when you think about his level of performances. He actually is a good player who encompasses what it's about to be a Manchester United fan, not only passionate wise, but also like ability wise. Like, he is a really quality player. Bruno's fine, says Sefa Jahari. Yeah, Jafahiri. Happy with Bruno, says Liam. Bruno, says Duncan. Let me ask you this question, guys. This is a big question that I want to ask you. If Bruno Fernandes was on the market tomorrow, how much do you think Bruno Fernandes would be worth in this current climate? So what is he, 26, 27 now, around about there? Absolute baller, statistically unreal. How much do you think he would be worth? I think we've got a real gem of a player here. I think he'd be £100 million. Honestly, I don't see how you could expect to get less for him than that when you're talking about Mason Mount being 60 million and Kai Havertz being 65 million. Surely Bruno Fernandes is 100 million smackaroonies of anybody's money based on the sort of player that he is. And some may say he makes a lot of errors, but he also takes a lot of risks and he creates a lot of stuff. So I think he'd be £100 million player personally. 70 says Jake. 100 says Berber. 120 says the Trooper. Fire Up says 60. Are you kidding? You're taking the piss, Fire Up, lad. 80 says Chloe. 70, 90 says Kingslayer. 130 says Wazza. 70, 75 says Raja. Massey's going $1 million. 120 million says Madhouse. 80 says Disco. 60 says Staygold. 70. I think a lot of you are downplaying Bruno's talents here, and his overall quality. 100 million minimum, says Predator Reborn. 100, 75, 80 to 100, says Gangshi. Yeah, fair play, fair play. I honestly do think he'd be a huge amount. Yeah, Declan Rice sort of money, Boomy. Declan Rice sort of money. Chris Koo says if Mags was 80, then $1 billion. Exactly. It's a heck of a lot of cash, this guy. So I think we have got ourselves an absolute fantastic player here who's worth that sort of money, and obviously a tremendous player who is, one of a kind. He knows what it's like to be a United player. He loves being a United player, and you can see that on his face. He just enjoys and relishes playing for United. He is a leader. He is a player. He is a great player for Man United, and therefore he was the right choice for captain. Okay, we're going to get on with the rest of the news then. Just wanted to talk about that briefly. We already covered it this afternoon, but wanted to talk about it briefly because I think it's the right appointment from Ten Hag there. Could have been Cassie, could have been Lissandro, maybe even Varane. But certainly no dramas there with Bruno Fernandes being given the captaincy. Being captain now surely makes the value go up even more. Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's got to mean something. The Biscuit Bandit with a £2 super chat says toothpacks of crisps and a Jaffa cake. Oh, lovely. Cup of tea and a slice of cake. Nice one, the Biscuit Bandit. Okay then. What's your go-to crisp? You know what crisp I'm gutted they got rid of, guys? The old Brannigan's mustard flavour. Who remembers those? They got rid of them a couple of years ago, like at the start of lockdown or something, mate. What I wouldn't do for a cheeky Brannigan's mustard. You know what I mean? It's not a thing anymore. Pisses me off. But my favourite type of crisp is probably a Walker's Thai Sweet Chili Sensations. Those are the daddy. Those are the absolute daddy. Yeah, that's the one, Massey. The Brannigan's beef and mustard, mate. They were so nice. How the hell did they get rid of those? What does the matter with these people? It's the same people probably who were prepared to get rid of Milky Way crispy rolls. They were the absolute elitist of elite snacks, and they just sacked them off. They sacked them off, guys. What's the matter with these scumbags? Monster Munch Pickled Onion. Mustard Chris, hey, you had to have been there, my friend. You had to have been there to try them. You wouldn't be saying that if you tried them. Trust me, you wouldn't be saying that. They don't sound good, do they? They don't sound good today, but I tell you what, they were elite, my friend. They were elite. Those are nice as well, Nick Stevenson, to be fair. Anyway. Right, yeah, Peng. Hey, you know it, Jay Cascott. You know it. Right, okay. They were amazing, Iceman. You know, people don't know. You don't know, Batman Knight fan. You just don't know, mate. You don't know what you're dealing with the Brannigan's beef and mustard, mate. You just don't know. They were like getting smacked in the face with a fucking Delia Smith covered in mustard or something, mate. Which doesn't actually sound that nice, admittedly, but for some reason it worked. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Stay Gold. Exactly, lad. Oh, the ready salted crisp with the salt you added yourself. Oh, yeah, the Smith's crisps. The Smith's Salt and Shake. I think they were called, lad. Yeah, that's right. Why are you so passionate about mustard, says Solly Man. Why not? Why not, eh? I'm not even passionate about mustard. I'm just passionate about Brannigan's beef and mustard crisps, mate. You had to have been there. You just don't know. You just don't know. They were nice. They were seriously nice, but they're no longer a thing. You can't get them anymore, mate. Ah, such a shame. Anywho, enough of that. Thank you, the Biscuit Bandit there, lad. Right, one or two other things. So the players arrived for the USA tour. We've got Arsenal on Saturday. We're going to batter them. What's your score predictions for the Arsenal game, guys? I'm going 2-1 to United. Fuck the Gooners. We're going to smash them to pieces, lads. That's right. What's your predictions there? Here's the tour squad in the top right, in case you didn't know. Man United are still waiting on the Tellez situation unless something's come out in the evening here with in regards to confirmation of this finally, but there was a little bit of a delay in the finalisations of this deal between Al Nassr and Manchester United. They're waiting for Al Nassr to sign documents for Alex Tellez. Maybe that's going through right now. Maybe it already has gone through, but the last I heard is that we're waiting for final confirmation that that deal is done there for Alex Tellez to Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia, offering him $7 million a year, which equates to £134,000 a week. You what? For Alex Tellez, it's unreal, isn't it? What the hell? I'd pull out of that deal if I was them as well. But anywho, so quick rundown of what we've discussed in this video, guys. Then we're going to get into the live chat. Give us a retweet. We will shout everyone out who gives us a retweet. Bruno, new captain. Players arrive in USA. There's the Man United tour squad. Tellez, final confirmation impending there very soon. Hopefully he will be sold, even though we're only getting £4 million. It's an absolute rinse job. We're getting rinsed there. Fabrizio reports that understand that Man United are close to sending an official bid proposal to Atalanta for Rasmus Hojlund. So we're expecting that could be in the next coming days, hopefully very soon, maybe tomorrow. Hopefully we see some movement in that regard in terms of the negotiations between Inter and United for Rasmus Hojlund. Could be a turnaround of 10 days. Reports over there that Gasperini would like to get it concluded in a 10-day period because, it's obviously needs to know what's going on for the season. Reports we tried to swap Donny van der Beek in some sort of player cost plus cash deal. And then in regards to Andre Onana, obviously Andre Onana's been officially announced by Manchester United now. Get in there, my son. He will officially travel to America very soon and meet up with the squad and could be available to play, I guess, for the Arsenal game, but not that realistic. More realistic will be that Real Madrid game or the Wrexham game, but probably the Real Madrid game because it's a big team we'd be coming up against. And then he is also getting the number 24 as well. He's taken his favoured number 24, lucky number 24 shirt. So he's not wearing the number 1 at United. He is wearing the 24. And here's a picture of Andre Onana holding the shirt. Andre Onana, officially a Manchester United player. Onana, what's my name? Onana, what's my game? Get in there. Ten Hag wants a striker. De Gea reportedly rejected Inter as well. That's a big talking point this evening that we were talking about at the start of this video. David De Gea rejects Inter Milan's offer. He's holding out for more money. Apparently he wants around about 9-10 million euros a year, which is significantly less than what he was getting at Manchester United. Significantly less. But obviously, that's still a heck of a lot of money for what Inter Milan would be prepared to pay for a goalkeeper. So negotiations can continue in there. But apparently Inter are trying to sign our player that we let go, obviously, to buy their player. And it would be a great replacement for Inter Milan, I think, although a totally different type of player. And De Gea asking for a bit more money than they're prepared to offer at this moment. But if I was Inter, I'd up it because they don't have to pay a big transfer fee for this guy who's available on a free. And he is a world-class goalkeeper, or certainly a world-class shot stopper. It may change the dynamic of how they play at the back there at Inter, but in my humble opinion, De Gea is an excellent goalkeeper to go and sign on a free transfer, if you're anybody in world football, really, for a free. So he would be a good replacement for them. I hope he ends up at a big club like that. I'd like to see him go and do some really good things in the remainder of his career. Got nothing but admiration for David. He was a great keeper for us, and good luck to him. It's just whether or not he's prepared to play for the amount of money they're prepared to pay. They might increase their offer to 180k a week or somewhere around about there, in which case they may well entice him. He's never seen the likes of 375 grand a week ever again in his career, though, no matter where he goes, even if it's Saudi Arabia or wherever. He's never getting that amount of money. So he's been getting paid an exorbitant fee to pay for Manchester United, and now he's going to have to get a little bit real, I think, and take a big hit financially. And I say financially, he's fucking minted, this guy. Never has to work another day in his life, I'm sure. But you know what I mean. He's going to have to go somewhere and play for less money. But Inter have put some interest out there. They have offered him a deal as per report, and he's rejected that. But they are in a negotiation period where they will try and work something out, and maybe there will be further negotiations where they increase his offer, and you could see David representing the Necessary. Interesting. Okay, on to the next few little topics, and then it's into the live chat. And just to run down the final bits of info, Amrabat, Fiorentina's Sofyan Amrabat has been handed some extra days off because of interest from Manchester United, reports many outlets in Italy. So he's a little bit lacking focus, maybe. Also, their manager is expecting that perhaps there will be a bid lodged soon. And there's some reports from Italy here that says the feeling now in Fiorentina's offices is that Manchester United will launch a decisive bid for Sofyan Amrabat over the weekend. And Fiorentina manager Vincenzo Italiano even wants Amrabat to join United by Sunday, as he's unfocused. So they've got a want-away player on their hands who's had his head turned by Manchester United's pursuit. And so seemingly, reports here anyway, that he would want to go. Passing stats here from Amrabat. Sofyan Amrabat completed 9.77 long passes per game in Serie A last season, ranking him in the top 1% of midfielders in Europe's top 5 leagues. Get in there, my son. And then just another report from Gazzetta in Italy says that Justin, Man United, could bid for Sofyan Amrabat within a few days. So hopefully we see a bid for Amrabat in the next few days and a bid for Hojlund in the next few days, and we can somehow work out a decent deal there with both teams to let them go and become United players. And if we do, we'd be having a pretty decent sort of transfer window already. Right, it's time to get into the live chat. Thank you everyone who's been here. Before we do, I'm going to go over to Twitter and shout out everyone who's given us a retweet on Twitter. The link's at the top of the live chat. Give us a follow on Twitter at Flying Pig United if you haven't done. Let's see who's in the Twitter then. Berber Spin, Ryan, get in there, my son, aka Berber in the chat there, one of my long-time, long-schlong moderators, aka the Gaming Simp. Much love to you, my friend. Thank you very much for the retweet. Aaron Homeyard, John Boy Cat, Mohammed FN, ADV, Kieran Watts, Benny, Boomy, J United in Gaming, Jaden, Sin Games, Feline Fur, Luan France, Mike Strutter, Cal L, Rajat Valacia, and Richard Vesterpeck as well. Thank you, guys and girls out there, for giving us a retweet. It does help spread the word of the show. Thank you very much, lads and lasses. Right then, time for the Q&A. Get your thoughts and opinions in. I'm going to stick in here for about 10 minutes and see what you legends are saying for yourselves. So have your say. Now's the time. If you've been waiting patiently to get your comments read out, we're going to go and do that now. And as always, guys, keep hitting that like button. How many likes are we on? Let's have a look. We're on 174, guys. We're only 26 from 200. Let's try and get 200 by the end of the show then. Drop a little like on it. And also subscribe if you are new and get in the chat and say hello and have your say. So the Biscuit Bandit with a super chat here. Thank you, the Biscuit Bandit. You are a real Biscuit Bandit, aren't you? All of your questions are just biscuity related, bud. You know, this is a football channel. You do realise that. You know, I know my name's Flying Pig. And you would think that I eat a lot of biscuits and stuff. But actually, I've been on a diet for like a year now, pal. And I haven't really eaten that many biscuits. But he says a tin full of bourbon biscuits or a large packet of crisps. Tin full of bourbon biscuits all day, mate. They're one of the ultimate snacks, lad. You know, you can get a big packet of bourbon biscuits for like 34p down at Asda. And it's got a shitload of sugar and calories in it. It's awesome. It's massive. It's like a brick. It's like Slabby Maguire, bourbon biscuits for 34p. Mate, bourbon biscuits for the win there. I love a packet of crisps too, but one large packet of crisps or a whole tin full of bourbons. I'll be going for the bourbons every day of the week, my son. Every day of the week. Thank you, Biscuit Bandit. Bourbons for you, says Dad Sweets. 22p an Audi, mate. That is a bargain, lad. Yeah, get in there. You're craving a scone. Okay, then. All right, anywho. Are you confident next season? Yes and no, Madhouse. Yes and no. We still got Glazer shithouses here. They've hindered us for the start of the new season. We should have new owners in who have the ambition to go and get everybody that we need for Ten Hag. With the current regime, I don't have the faith that we'll give the manager exactly what he needs for the start of the season. And then we'll be playing catch-up a little bit, even once those shithouses are gone. And plus, you know, the squad is good and it's getting better and we're signing good players still. And they are actually signing players, but there's other teams up there who are doing bits. There's other teams that are making strides. Arsenal have probably had the best window so far, and they finished second last year. Man City, you know, they're going to be up there doing what they do. They've got a tremendous squad. They've got Haaland, the best goal scorer in the league based on last season's performance. They've got a tremendous team. They've got a tremendous manager. They're a bunch of cheating bastards who don't deserve it, but that's besides the point. They do actually have a really good team, and so therefore they're going to be up there. So I don't know if we can really expect to do much better than we did last year. It's dependent on what we do in this window, and there's many factors, but I think we should be looking to try and improve upon last year. I'm not saying we can win the league, but I'd like to win a trophy this season. And I'd like to finish second or first, but I know how hard it is to actually try and wrestle the title away from those City scumbags at the moment. It's very difficult. Let's see where you guys think we're going to finish in the league. Let us know. Ryan says we're going to win the league, Pig. You've got to be realistic. Well, you say we're going to win the league, but I don't know. It's, being realistic would say that it's probably more realistic we finish second or third, but who knows? You wanted a scone the other day, but they're all gone. Have you still been buying sliced watermelons, you posh bastard? What's going on? When is the Glazers go? We can get better players only when the Glazer scums leave. Good shout. First says Neil, fourth says Leanne. Champions League qualification. First says the Trooper. Second says John Boy. Second says Batman. Fourth says Berber. Chloe. KG. Chloe. AML says third. You know, there's a few people feeling optimistic and saying first here, but I agree with Vuitane. I think we should just be trying to improve upon last season, and I think we can if, Ten Hag's performance last year is anything to go by. If he's got more players to play with in his style, i.e. he's just signed Onana, he's got Mount, he's maybe getting Amrabat, maybe getting Hojlund, maybe one or two others, surely he's got to be trying to challenge for that title and doing a little bit better than last year in the league. Elsewhere, it'd be nice to win a cup, nice to win an FA Cup, nice to have a good showing in the Champions League as well. I'd like to think we could get to the Champions League semi-finals, for instance. There's so many good teams in that competition that it's going to be very hard to do that, but I'd like to think that should be our objective. That should be our target anyway. Gungshi says 2 to 3. Sorry, second or third, I mean. Yeah, third, UCL semi-final, win Carabao FA Cup semi-final. Yeah, there you go. Something like that would be good. We will win the EPL. Clip this, says Anthony Okonkwo. United fans think they're as good as City. Delusional, you'll finish 7th, says John. Well, I mean, listen. The only reason City are actually where they are because of pure cheating. And actually, I think most of us in this chat, if you look at what we've been saying here, is we don't think that. We think that we're probably going to do it maybe a bit better than last year. And I think we're going to finish 2nd. I think the cheating bastard City, if they're not being punished and penalised by the Premier League for their outright cheating, they'll probably win the league again. That's just how it is, because they're cheating bastards. So, I don't think anybody's actually thinking we are better than Man City at this moment. They've just done the treble. Come on. I mean, we're a great team. Historically, we're better than Manchester City. Historically, Manchester City's nothing but a piece of shit on the underside of Alex Ferguson's shoe, mate. Historically speaking. Historically speaking, they're like a piece of chewing gum under the underside of a 14-year-old spotty little virgin's desk at school that somebody's fucking spat out and stuck under there to be under the darkness forever. That's all that Manchester City really are, bud. They're nothing. They're nothing to Manchester United, obviously. But obviously right now, based on the cheating that's taken place over the last 13 years or whatnot, they are where they are. But they shouldn't be, and we all know that. We all know that City are fucking scum. There you go. Kate Cadet, thank you very much for your super chat. It says, when I tell you a joke, say it properly, Joe, says the Kate Cadet. Right, okay then, Kate Cadet. Well, I don't have the same comedic timing as you, my friend, obviously. You know what I mean? I don't have the same comedic timing and the same delivery as you, bud. Chris Koo says, you think we'll come above Arsenal, Pig? I'm optimistic, but the realist in me is worried. Yeah, I do think we'll come above Arsenal, because Arsenal are perennial bottle merchants, and that was their best season in 20 years, and they still weren't able to win the league, lad. And they're bottlers, lad. And even though they're spending big money, I'm not overly convinced. I think we can still do better than Arsene Hojlund's. Hojlund's for the future. How about getting 2 strikers? Completely agree with you, lad. Completely agree with you. That's what we need to do, is get 2 strikers in this window for all the competitions we've got to rotate, or at least have backup and cover, because Tony Martial is a pathetic little melter. Definitely. Thank you very much, Larry House. Straight facts, absolutely. John got stuff, yeah. That's it. Burned. Boomy says, speak softer, Pig. Show some respect, you ain't nothing. Excuse me, Boomy, get out! Fat Chinese came in, says, Man City would never have the history that Man United have. No, I mean, they'd literally have to, go on a march for the next 10, 20 years in order to even compete with Manchester United in terms of the accolades and the trophies and the domestic titles and the Champions League trophies. Yeah, they won it last time out. Nice one. They've bought it eventually. They were able to pay for it. But that was one. We've had it 3 times in our history and should have had it more, really. We're a much bigger, better team in terms of the history books. And I always say, if Manchester City's owners went tomorrow, they just went back to having average owners who weren't super billionaire oligarch sugar daddy cheating, overinflating, commercially cheating bastards, then they would go back to being a championship fodder side in a matter of a few seasons, I believe. They're guff. They're absolutely guff. Back to the brother days, mate, yeah? Absolutely. Back to the old Giorgio King Clancy days, yeah? That's right. Never forget, Man City fans. You guys are shite. And then also, whereas Manchester United, you could probably have a lemming in charge of the football club. And because we're such a self-sustaining beast, because we're such a huge football club with great history and fan base and support, and have hundreds of millions of fans all around the world, generating hundreds of millions of actual real money, not just fake money, not just made up money that's being put through the books and cooked through the books, we would be absolutely spot on. We would be fine, because we're a tremendous football club with great history and great fan base, unlike those shitty scummers. So that's the difference between us. Anywho, say what you want about Tony Martial, but for 45 minutes he was unplayable in the opening game. Yeah, no, that's it. He can do the business sometimes, Cake. But, I mean, I would imagine that we could stick you out there on the pitch, and one time in a blue moon you'd have a decent game, lad. You know what I mean? It doesn't impress me much. Consistency is key for Man United. You need players that turn up most weeks. You need Michael Carrick, 7 out of 10 every single week. That's what you need. You don't need your 9 out of 10 merchant one week and your 2 out of 10 merchant the next, and you're injured on the physio table the next after that. That's what Tony Martial is. He's a complete bottler. Chris Koo says, although that's being kind to them, says Chris Koo. Yeah, there you go. Hoopman says, Piggy going ham on City tonight. I'm just making the point that they're only there because of their cheating, and in terms of the history books, there's no comparison between United and us. It's like we're Margot Robbie and they're Anne Widdecombe. You know what I mean? In terms of the history books, mate. That's right. Griffo Chaz, hello, how you doing there, bud? I definitely did miss it. Johnson Arsenal fan says Batman Knight fan. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, take your warning on the chin there, John. Nobody cares about you, my friend. It's true, says the Hoot Man. John supports Barcelona, that fake Spanish outfit. They have 140 charges pending. There you go, precisely. And 25 of those are them just being twats. The trooper says Pigo, the boss. Bell says, say what you like about Maguire, but if you open your mouth about me Auntie Francie, I'll nut you. Jake says trust. Well, Chelsea cheated as well under Roman Abramovich. Yes, they're scum as well. But their owner's gone. They used a lot of dirty money over the years, mate. Absolutely. They used a lot of dirty money from Russian coffers which had come in there. And it was all dodgy and unaccounted for and stuff, mate. They're scum as well, make no mistake. The only reason they ever won anything during the Abramovich era is because of cheating and outright ridiculous spending. Before Roman Abramovich came along, they were a perennial bottle merchant club who usually finished about 3rd or 4th and occasionally maybe have a cup run. They were not winners of the Champions League. They were not winners of the Premier League. These guys were bottlers, lad. It's the same story with them, except to a lesser extent, because at least Chelsea were a better team than Manchester City to begin with. Margot Robbie, so gorgeous, says Batman Nightfire. She is pretty nice, to be fair, eh? Laundering Russian mafia drug money. Precisely there, Chloe Jenkins. Precisely. Pep, most overrated manager ever. Tapping merchant. Chelsea was worse as Adam Hanif. There you go, exactly. Griffo Chaz, I'm going to time you out, mate. Never say that ever again. Player prices are fucked up because of Chelsea. Yeah, they ruined the game, didn't they? They absolutely ruined it, lad. Raven says, it seems every fan base hates Chelsea, makes me laugh. Man City get respect. Why? Don't know. They're worse. They are definitely worse. Hoop man, that's ridiculously tough, mate. Put your hands together there, my friend. I don't know. No, that's... You stumped me. Maybe Margot, but that is tough. That is tough. Stakelin says, and Anne Widdicombe ain't bad neither. Well, fair play to you, Stakelin. Each to their own, my son. You know, each to their own. Tom Furlong, thank you for the $1.99 super chat here, lad. He says, Onana loves it raw. Onana loves it raw. Guys, can we get a raw emoji in there? Thank you, Tom Furlong, for the super chat there, dude. If you say so. If you say so, lad. Who doesn't, though, to be honest? Oh... Trooper thinks Mason deserves a second chance. We've all done shit. We haven't all committed a potential sexual assault, though, have we, the Trooper lad? Maybe you have, but I haven't, mate. And I'm sure most of the people in this live chat hasn't. Some have. I've got a suspect of who maybe that will be. But most people haven't, mate. You can't say we've all done wrong. We have all maybe done wrong. We have all made mistakes. But we haven't made a potential sexual assault, lad. Allegedly. You know what I mean? There's a big difference between, I don't know, taking some sweets from the corner shop and getting and thieving an apple out the fucking local market, mate. To committing sexual atrocities. There's a big difference, bud. So me personally, you know, from what I've heard in regards to the audio clips and stuff like that, Mason Greenwood seems a wrong un. Nobody can say definitively whether or not he did those things because we weren't there. And there's only a couple of people that really know the truth about that situation, and he never stood trial. So nobody will ever know about Mason Greenwood whether or not he is or isn't a sex pest. Nobody will ever know. But if I had to shake a magic 8-ball and I shook it and I asked it, it would probably say... outlook good. You know what I mean? In regards to whether or not he is. Or, you know, it's... I don't know. I'm just saying it doesn't look good for Mason Greenwood. That face is Chris Koo. Ratchet says could be using Greenwood's fame and money. Well, fair enough. I mean, who knows? I'm not going to speculate about this. Who knows? I'm not going to speculate why the alleged victim is still with him, etc., and having kids with him, all that sort of stuff. I mean, probably has something to do with it, lad. Biscuit Bandit says City were a club that only grew players, which used to sell the player, sell, relegate, promotion, repeat with City. Mate, they were crap, weren't they? They used to be absolutely crap. Thank you very much there, Chloe Jenkins, for the £5 super chat. Come on, get some love in there for a long-time legend of this channel, Chloe Jenkins. Always getting in here, man, supporting the channel. Always getting in here, having her say. Big respect to you, Chloe Jenkins. Let's be having you. Get in, she says, if you're all along the penalty box, who you going to call? Oh, Nana. Nice, I like it, I like it. Oh. If you're all along in the penalty box, who you going to call? Oh, Nana. Is that what? That's why. Oh yeah, because Erling Haaland looks like that Ghostbusters 2 painting. I get it. That's a good one, Chloe. I like it. The audio's horrifying, Boomy. I know it is pretty disgusting, mate. Vincent says, "What are you drinking? I hope that not Gatorade. Could do with a glass of water. Someone called a water boy. I'm drinking water actually, mate. But Gatorade is better. Onana will get more assists than Sancho. Each to their own, Rajat V. Yeah. The only autograph I want to see Greenwood given is on the registers to Spelsticks, and I want it would come for crosses and corners at least. Yeah, certainly. I know. I think Onana's going to be good for us. He's going to transform the team, all that jazz. He's going to be a good quality player for us, guys. Right, I'm going to read a few more comments out. Get your final thoughts in here, folks. It's approaching 11:15. We've been on here a little while. We started a little bit earlier tonight. It's been a great show as always tonight, guys. Thank you each and everyone for getting in here with your thoughts. Hey, we're 12 likes away from 200 likes. I'm not fucking leaving until we smash 200 likes. There's got to be 12 legends out there who hasn't hit the like button. So do hit the thumbs up if you haven't done. That'd be awesome. You're a Huddersfield Town fan, are you? You know we're shit, but at least I don't pretend like City. To be fair, you're better than City, mate. In a lot of ways. Huddersfield were the first team in English football to win the top flight 3 years in a row. That's right. It was in the fucking 1800s or something, but still, can't take that away from Huddersfield. And they didn't do that with buying it either. You know what I'm saying? Let's get Jonathan David and Hojlund. Nice. You can like it again, Eamon Barrett, if you got another account. Thank you, Jake, for liking it, bud. Hoofball rip, but I love the hair. Oh, what a legend. Yeah, you mean now, says the biscuit. Yeah, well, now you're not very good, mate. No, you're not very good, to be honest, but there you go. You're all right by me, mate. Huddersfield, you're all right by me. I've been to Huddersfield, actually, randomly. How about Balogun? Yeah, he's a good player. He is a good prospect. He's a good player, but you know what? Fuck that guy, mate. He's an Arsenal scummer. That's all once to one side of the plane today and made Jaden sit on the other. Speed movie vibes. Nice. That's it. He's packing on the old pounds, that lad. Crikey. Mount will be better than Bruno in the big game, says Daz. Don't think so. Definitely disagree with you. But everyone to their own there, Daz. I like your opinion, thank you. But you what? Mason Mount's guff compared to Bruno, lad. Man, you can offer 80 million for Sesko. Sesko. Sesko's just joined a team, though, hasn't he? And so it's pretty difficult to assume that he's going to leave so quickly. But he has just gone to RB Salzburg, is it? I can't remember now. This season is Sancho's last chance for me. If he does nothing this season, we need to get him out, says Adam. Your uncle's a Preston North End fan. I would say they have a really cool badge. Yeah, fair play to you. Made David Beckham as well. Get in there, my son, or helped him. You think Sancho would be sold next season? Yeah, if somebody's mad enough to go in and bid for him. He's on huge money. Reports are 350k a week, which is ridiculous. Surely not. Leipzig. Yes, that's it. The other Red Bull one. Good signing, says Night Whisper. Got into Huddersfield because of an ex-girlfriend and stuck with them ever since. Oh, okay then. Weird team to get into, but respect. You like Sesko, but 80 million never. Absolutely, definitely not. Reece Johnston says, Pig, thoughts on United's new away kit? It's a steaming pile of Newcastle/Plymouth Argyle gash. What a horrendous looking kit. What the hell are they smoking on with that? It's terrible. Awful. Horrendous. One of the worst away kits ever, bud. There you go. Gungshi says, 198 likes. Can we get 2 more for the pig? Thank you, Gungshi, you hero. Fucking get in there, my son. Thank you so much, bud. What about Ahmad, loan or play him? I'd loan him out, to be honest. Hey, we got 200 likes, baby. We did it. Break out the red panties. It's a red panty night. The live chat's got us 200 likes, baby. 3 people died getting 200 likes on this stream, you know. Thank you very much, Gungshi, as well. We got 200 likes, guys. Great stuff. Great turnout. Thank you, everyone. You half support Blackpool because it's where I was born. Remember that season when Blackpool were in the Premier League? They were shite, weren't they? Oh, goodness me. Anyway, fair play to you, lad. People overrate Haaland, man's never too scared of the punters, not once. Tea and biscuits time, says Eamon Barrett. If Bruno retires at United, would you call him a legend, says Boomy? Yeah, definitely, but he needs to, obviously continue in the form that he's going in to really get there. I mean, he hasn't done enough yet to be a legend, but he's not won enough at the club. But with a few more trophies, a few more years, I could see him definitely going down as a legend, yeah. They were shy, but DJ Campbell was a different gravy, says Griffo Jazz. Playing FIFA tonight, says Reece Johnson. I'm not, bud. Sorry, lad. Chloe Jenkins breaking out those red panties. Onana's not scared of Haaland, says Raja. Get in there, my friends. Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Eamon Barrett. Thank you, guys. I have been to Blackpool, Rajat V. Yeah, I've been to Blackpool Pleasure Beach when I was 12. Went there and went on the Big Dipper and the Pepsi Max and the Iron Brew. And they had a lot of rides named after soft drinks randomly. I don't know why. And the PlayStation. Basically, if you wanted to sponsor a ride at Blackpool, they'd let anybody sponsor it. Do you know what I mean? Right, anywho, I'm going to wrap this video up, guys. It's getting late. We've been on here a long time, an hour and a half, actually. That's the length of a game of football. So we're definitely going to wrap this stream up. Thank you, every single one of you legends, for watching. Come back after this video's finished and get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed in this video tonight. Please do come back. Comment your thoughts and opinions and have your say, you know. It'd be much, much appreciated if you would do that. Keep the debate going afterwards. That would be absolutely beautiful, lad. Sell on value plummet. Because we pay them too much money, the wages are shocking, so nobody else wants to pay them the wages we do, so it puts the transfer value right down. Nick Stevenson, get in there, my son. Night Whisper. Mark Eastwood, come on. Hey, get in there, Griffo Chaz. Excuse me? Vincent Bullock, Mark Eastwood, hello to you, bro. Chris Koo, the Futinator. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. All the members, all the moderators, all the mods like Gungshi and the Hoop Man and Berber and the Futinator and all these Dons and Donesses. Thank you for getting in here. Thank you to all the super chatters. Thank you to all the members for supporting the channel. And I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Come back after, have your say. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick. Thank you, Berber. Great stream tonight, guys. Thank you for all the chat. Really enjoyed it. Have a wicked evening, and we'll be back tomorrow covering all the latest United news. Might even do a cheeky little preview for the Arsenal game, but probably not because it's only a preseason friendly. But we'll cover all the latest transfer news. Hopefully there'll be a little bit about Amrabat. Hopefully there'll be a bit more about Hojlund and these guys. So stuff to look forward to. We'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you click the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss the streams and you get notified when we post and go live. Check out the website, flyingpigunited.com, for your latest United news. Drop a like on this vid before you go, obviously. And all the links to my social media accounts are in the description of this video. Have a great night, you legends. I'll be back at it tomorrow and see you then. Stay classy. Piggy loves you. Have a good one. Come on, United. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.